All right, welcome back to Coffee Cafe week 3. Okay, so again, from the previous session there, we did the trial balance and we panned out evenly. So now we can go ahead and continue on to the next set of transactions starting the 15th, which is Saturday, June 15th, right? We're going to be setting up our store. First thing that we have here is we need to pay LV Remodeling for the remodeling job, okay, which was invoice number 1754. Use a check. Okay, so what do we do here?
We are paying a subcontractor,
Okay.
and then we are paying out of checking with the. No. Oh yeah, it said use check to pay. So, I think it's an invoice we already received. So we are taking it out of account payable,
Okay.
and then we are using a check to pay it.
Okay. So in this case, you said we received a bill.
That came due today.
How do you know it's due today?
Because I remember we talked about it yesterday.
In this case, if we did not record this yesterday.
No, but it's in the sub ledger, I think.
Good. Subledger under what?
LB remodeling.
Okay, vendors, LV Remodeling.
Yeah.
Which one are we looking at?
What is the question?
Which invoice are we looking at? Because there's two ones that we got billed.
It's the 1754 that is due today, the 15th.
Good. So how much is due?
1890.
Okay, 1890. Yes.
I'm here.
Okay, no worries. I got you. Okay, so now that I know it's for 1890, what do I do?
So we need cut the check so that we know the check number.
Okay, for how much?
1890.
To who?
To LB remodeling company for that invoice 1754.
Okay. So what am I doing with this check here?
So now we need to record it that we made a payment on the third line.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I was talking about the vendor line.
The vendor line.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take it back a step first because we still haven't even completed our journal yet.
Okay. So
So one step at a time. So you don't
okay.
so you avoid making extra mistakes.
So accounts payable is accounts payable is 20,000, and then it's a debit of 1890, and then checking credit 1890. Oh, of one, yes.
Okay.
And then for the note, we say it's for the LBD modeling company. The invoice number 1754. And I would just write the check number 157 something.
1, 5.
It's 1515.
Okay. 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 So now the journal's done.
I would update the vendor
Okay.
on the. Oh no, we will. Yeah, since we have it open.
Okay.
That we made a payment with the check number 1515, and it's for the invoice 1754, and then it's in journal 5, and then is it necessary that we copy the term?
You don't have to.
Okay, and then the invoice amount was 1890. But then we already have invoice amount there. So can we just record the payment of 1890 there?
Yes.
Okay. So we don't have to, yeah, because we already have the invoice amount.
Yes. So that's what I
On
was
the
gonna say.
account.
After you finish this, so that's exactly what I'm gonna say. We've already recorded that we have a bill. We already recorded the invoice amount that we are charged for and that we owe it. Now in this case, am I recording another bill?
No, we
No.
are just recording the payment.
Exactly. So all you need to do is just record the payment here. Okay? So then therefore, after making that payment, we only owe $15.60. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
And then now we need to update the general ledger.
Where are you gonna go?
We goes to the liability. Under the and then on the account of account payable,
We're there.
the invoice 17. Oh, I don't remember. Uh, 1754. The payment of 1890. Oh, with check number 1515. On page 5 original ledger. I mean journal.
So you could just say GJ5.
Okay, it's 1890.
Debit or credit?
It's debit. So the credit will reduce.
To how much?
$17,281.
Good. 17,281 and 74 cents. Good. Anything else?
We need to update the assets checking account. Make sure it's updated.
How do we update the checking account?
We put June 15, check number 1515 on the same JG5, and we subtract the 1890.
Okay, when you say subtract,
We are crediting,
good.
so the credit balance will go, the debit balance will go down.
So what is my current balance now?
$2,099.
$2,000 99 cents and 90 or sorry, $2,099.92. Good. Okay. We already did the sub ledger. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Good. That's it. All right. So let's see what happened next. So now we decided to purchase some office supplies, okay, from office supply store. This is what we purchased. We purchased some printer paper, some printer ink, some pens, and some labels. Okay, and here it said that we paid with the business credit card. All right, so here's the receipt. So what do we do with this receipt? So we went to we went to office supply store. We purchased some office supplies.
So we check the chart of accounts to see which account we can put. And I believe there is office supply account.
Under which one? Because there's two office supplies. One's an office supplies as an asset, or there's an office supplies expense account.
It's a expense.
Now, how do we use expense?
Well, this is something that used up quickly. It doesn't stay with us for a longer time.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If I buy these office supplies, right?
Yeah.
Who has ownership over them?
We do, the owner.
Yes.
So it's asset
Yes, in
in
this
that
case,
sense.
it would be. We use the office supplies expense account when we use the items.
Oh, so it's like in a sense, it's an inventory. We have it, and then when we used it, we change it to a operating expense.
Correct.
Okay.
Because then we record how much office supplies we used for the month of June, right? But as soon as we purchase these items, who has ownership over them?
We do, and then we can actually turn it into a money if we want to by
It,
returning
yes,
it.
yes, you can do that too. So in this case, it becomes an asset to us, right?
Oh yes.
So what account is that?
11800 in the asset.
Right? Okay.
And we use it to the Visa card to pay for it. So we need a Visa payable.
What account number is that?
It's 22000.
Right? How much am I going to debit and how much am I going to credit?
150 each.
Anything else?
We know we bought it from Office Supply Store with that sales receipt number. One 1107413. I personally won't list all the things we bought.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we completed the journal. What's next?
We move on to the ledgers.
Okay, so office supplies. How do I fill out my ledger for this, for the office supplies? What did I purchase?
You bought printer paper, printer ink, pens, and labels. It's JZ5 in the debit of $150. And then now we need to move on to the liability on the ledger under the Visa payable. And is it better to list all of it, or just we can say office supply?
You can just say office supplies.
Okay. It's JG5 in credit of $150. And so now the credit total is $470.31.
Good. 470 and 31 cents.
And now we can move on to the sub ledger for the vendor. The name is Office Supply Store. Here I would list the name of the item we bought. And then we don't have the invoice number, but we have a sales receipt number, which is 110-7413. It's on page General Journal 5. Because it's already paid, the invoice amount was $150, and then payment was $150. So account payable is 0.
Good. Okay. Now, in this case, what's the proof that you paid it?
Sales receipt we got from store.
That you paid it.
Oh, we paid it with, it shows on the Visa. Oh, so we wanna say Visa payment, yeah.
Well, yeah, because then that gives us a double proof saying just because we have the receipt just charged me. The proof that I made a payment was I used my Visa credit card to pay it. Okay. So is that it?
I believe so.
Okay. Good.
Because we are not keeping a track of how much paper and the such we use. So
I mean, we will adjust it accordingly, but it's a guesstimation. I mean, you're not going to be like, oh, I bought 100 sheets of paper and I used 10 of them. No, of course you're
no,
right there. You're not going to because you gotta take the printer paper, you gotta test print it, you gotta make sure this is the invoice that you want. So you're gonna be wasting paper as usual, right? And of course,
right,
printer ink too, labels, right? You're not gonna buy a packet of 500 labels and be like, I used 20 of them. No, it's gonna be a guesstimation. Okay. So then, now that we bought some office supplies, next thing that we have here is we purchase from wholesale food store. What did we buy from the wholesale food store?
is that condiment is the word for the coffee?
Well, do we actually have? Okay, let's check our chart of accounts. Do we have a condiment account?
Now we have an individual sugar and a down daily creamer.
Good. Right, 11,770 and 11,775. And looks like we paid with our business credit card.
So again, we are putting in Visa payable. And here we have to individually add the sales tax to each item.
How much sales tax were we charged?
8.25%.
How much sales tax are we charged?
Oh, zero. So we don't have to worry about it.
Why is it that we are not charged sales tax?
Because in the state of Nevada, food are tax exempt.
Yes, and it's not just only the state of Nevada. I believe it's all states that food is one of those exceptions where it's non-taxable, right? That's the thing about grocery stores is that there are items that are taxable and the items that are not taxable. Food is one of them that's non-taxable. That's a tax exemption for the entire, United States because they don't think you should pay tax on food when you buy it from the grocery store. So in this case, I didn't even get charged tax. So how much sugar did I buy and how much creamer did I buy?
Sugar was 21.60, and then creamer was 48.99.
For a total of $70.59. Good. Okay.
So for the note, we can say wholesale food store. Food sales receipt number 5534875. And that's the end of it.
Okay.
And then we move on to general ledgers.
Okay.
And then we go the sugar we bought 1 pound.
I don't think we just bought 1 pound. 1 pound for $21.
Oh, yeah, no. Quantity is 60 pounds.
60 pounds. Okay.
Yes.
What's the price point per pound?
At 36 cents each.
Good. So 60 pounds at 0.036 per pound.
And then it's page 5. And then debit of $21.62. And for creamers, we bought 3 sets of 12 packages.
So 3. Okay.
So I would write
3 case.
3 case of 12 package at 16.33. And then it's on page 5. And then debit of $48.99. And then we move on to the liability, visa payable. I would just say sugar and a creamer.
Mm-hmm.
Page 5. And then total credit of $70.59. And so our credit total is $540.90.
Yep. $540.90. Good.
And then finally we update our sub ledger for the vendor.
Yes, because in case for any reason we need to return any of the sugar or any of the creamer, maybe you accidentally bought the wrong one, wrong flavor, It's it's supposed to be non-dairy. You select the wrong one. Okay. For any reasons that you need to return it, that's what this is used for. Okay, there you go, wholesale food store.
Yeah, I would just say 60 pounds of sugar, and then 3 case of um, non-daily creamer. It's 5534 875. And then we are page 5. And then we are invoiced $70.59. And then we paid $70.59. And then our balance is 0. But we forgot to mention that we paid by Visa on that note.
Okay, no, that's fine. The beauty about Excel is you're able to edit, delete. It's a regular program. You can modify your information at any given time, just like QuickBooks, right? Any program actually. You're able to edit information because you are manually entering all these information into the program, right? The program's not going to write itself. You're the one that's going to be doing it. So if you need to fix any errors or any mistakes that you have put in there, then of course that's the whole purpose of being able to edit, delete, and modify your transactions. Right? So, all right. Right? This is an inventory, so we don't need to use our inventory worksheet. Okay, so we are done with this. Okay. We are now officially on we're still on Saturday, June 15, and we actually end up receiving a bill from Silver State Electrical. Okay. Silver State Electrical. Let's see what happened. So they billed us on June 15, right? They gave us X amount of days to pay, so they are expected to have received a payment by June 19. The invoice number right here is 3351, and it says right here electrical wiring outlets for 1070. Okay. So let's talk about it. Why did we hire Silver State Electrical?
Okay, apparently we got their electrical outlets. It's not that, have they done the work or is it just that they supplied parts?
They wired the outlets.
So they did all the wiring for us, okay.
Yes.
So they would be a subcontractor expense.
Now, why did we hire Silver State Electrical? Why did we need to have electrical work done for?
There wasn't enough, outlets to accommodate the, equipment that we needed properly without the risk of blowing things out.
Okay. Now, was there a particular reason why we had to get Silver State Electrical to do this? For the grinder.
So we would add this to the grinder?
is in the previous scenario, we said that
Yeah.
they needed for the grinder to be put into service. We needed a foundation to be put there and electrical wiring.
And like electrical wiring. Okay. So yeah, it would have to go on the grinder because it's part of its cost.
Correct. So in
It's
this
for
case, where is my coffee grinder?
that's an asset. No, it's in mysterious suspense.
Right now, it's under miscellaneous expense. Good. So now that we
I get
recognize that this cost right here, this expense that we incurred was because we needed it for the coffee grinder. So in this case, that means this is going to become part of the asset or part of the cost of the asset, right? So
right.
now that they've already finished the job, they billed us on the 15th. So now we address that this is for the coffee grinder. We know where the coffee grinder is. It's currently in the miscellaneous expense account, right? Because we didn't take it out of there because it wasn't ready for service yet. So now, okay, and how am I going to pay for it?
It's on account.
Okay, so miscellaneous suspense. And you said we are paying this on an account. What account? What are the account numbers?
Oh. Well, I don't have my COA out.
It's 19990.
Okay, 19990. So let me remind you, this is a group effort. So if someone can't answer it, step in at any time.
And then it's 20,000 for the account payable.
Right.
Okay, good.
And we would debit I'm stuck with mysterious miscellaneous
Miscellaneous expense, okay,
1,070
for 1070.
and credit accounts payable for the same.
Okay.
And then in the note, we need to acknowledge Silver State Electrical. I would put electrical wiring and the invoice number.
I'm gonna put in a little extra so you know that's for the grinder. And
Yeah,
invoice number.
3351 and net 4.
All right, we have 4 days to make a payment for it. Good.
And then you need to go to the general ledgers. And in assets, we need to find miscellaneous suspense. And it's the 15th. Okay. And on the item, I would put the electrical wiring outlet
Okay.
for grinder.
Good. Electrical wiring outlets for grinder.
Let's see, there was nothing else other than the total amount. So, all right. So we've got the 5th. The debit on it would be the 1070. And then add it to the normal balance on the debit.
Okay, so we started out with $3,088.07 plus 1070. What is my grand total in my miscellaneous expense account?
45, 4158.07. Okay.
Good.
All right. And then we need to go to liabilities, to accounts payable. Put today's date, invoice number 3351. page 5. And it would be a credit of the 1070. And bring the formula down for the total balance.
So we now, after making that payment for $18.90, we racked another $1,000 credit on here. So now we are back up to $18,351.74.
And then go to the subsidiary ledger.
Okay. Subledger.
Find,
Whoops. Subledger.
Find Silver State.
Silver State.
And in the notes, I would put electrical wiring for grinder. The invoice is $33.51. Page 5. Terms are net 4. Due date is the 19th. Invoice amount is $10.70. And we did not pay for it, so it goes on accounts payable.
Okay, the 1070. Let me format my table real quick. Okay. Good.
And I believe that's it.
Yes. Right? Because this bill had nothing to do with inventory, so good. We did all 3 steps. No check was written. Okay. No order was made. So in this case, yes, we are completely done with this transaction. Okay. So then let's see. We need to transfer the coffee grinder out from miscellaneous expense. So now my coffee grinder is finally ready to be put into service.
Yeah. So our accounts would be coffee grinder and miscellaneous. And miscellaneous expense.
All right. So we're going to take it out from my miscellaneous expense and put it into my actual coffee grinder account. Right? And let's see, what is my coffee grinder account?
It's 150.20.
Okay. Now, do we know exactly how much is in the miscellaneous expense right now for my entire coffee grinder?
Not unless we go to the general ledger and see what's in the account.
Correct. In this case, that's exactly what we got to do. And here it is, my miscellaneous expense account after adding in that electrical work. My coffee grinder currently is at $4,158.07.
So you debit that amount to the coffee grinder and credit it to miscellaneous expense.
415807. Okay, let's take a look real quick here. So the electrical wiring cost me $10.70. We had foundation work for $15.60. We purchased the actual grinder itself, right? It says right here that it's $13.5307, but I think that's assuming that's including the tax. We also have to do the shipping of $175. So let's take a look into my journal, if you remember, right? How much was the actual coffee grinder itself when I originally purchased it? So here, the coffee grinder right here was actually $1249.95. I had to pay $103.12 to tax. All right, so now that my journal is, let me go ahead and finish my journal here with the notes that I need to put in here. Okay, so what's the note here? Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. To remove from miscellaneous expense and put in service the coffee grinder.
Good. So I'm going to go back up to this again since we need this information to put into my coffee grinder. Okay. So, ledger, right? It's up to you since I'm already on the miscellaneous expense
Yeah,
account.
okay, so we can go ahead and do that one.
Mm-hmm.
The 15th, and we would put in, yeah, the same thing that we had for the note. On the page 5 for 40, whatever it came to, 415807. It would be credited this time.
4,158.07.
Right.
And that's going to bring my account down to 0. So 4158.07.
And then we go to, we actually put it into coffee grinder now in the assets.
Okay.
Okay, with the date and the amount or the item, I would put, purchase grinder for the 1249.95. Purchase for 12.9, yeah, that one, 1249.95. Plus 8.25% tax of 103.12. Plus $175 in shipping. Plus the foundation. I don't remember the amount on that. My head's not too clear today.
No worries. 1560.
Okay, and then the wiring was 1070.
A lot of details and a lot of things went into this coffee grinder. Post reference.
Yeah.
All right, for the 4158.07. All right, that's all the details that went into this coffee grinder. Good. For any reasons, we need to return it, which in this case, we spent too much money for it, so no point to return it.
They'd
Right?
only give us $12.49.
Exactly. So in this case, I guess all this hard work for nothing.
Yep, it's ours.
Yeah. All right, so good, good, good. And we already took it out of miscellaneous expense, so do we need to update the subsidiary ledger for this?
No, because it's not the miscellaneous expense isn't, that's where we took it from. We've already updated it with all of the people involved.
Right. Nobody else was involved from moving it from one account to another.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, let me see. Do we have time for the next transaction here? Yes, we could do the purchase order and we can set up the petty cash fund, okay? So let's go ahead and do this purchase order real quick. Purchase order for 17308 to Atlas Coffee Importers once again for another 125 pounds of regular coffee and for another 125 pounds of Supreme Coffee at 136 and 157. So in this case, total cost is going to be $366.25. So Purchase order. Do I journalize this?
No, because we haven't received anything or put any money out yet.
Good. So,
So we have our date. We're still on the 15th.
still on the 15, yes.
Okay.
Who am I requesting this from?
It's from Atlas Coffee Importers. We have regular coffee and cream coffee. Quantities 125. Okay, 136 for the first one, 157. The estimated amounts, of course, you can put your formula, but it'll be 170 and 196.25.
Yes, which it's already pre-calculated right here on our form right here, but that's okay. We need to do it on
Well,
our
you gotta
form.
put the formula in anyway for
Mm-hmm.
everything's worth right. Okay.
So grand total $366.25 is what we are requesting. All right. So that was it for Saturday. So Sunday, let's see what happened here. I guess we could do both of them. They're not going to be that long. Okay, so we're going to need these two transactions. Okay, so now it's Sunday. It's the next day, June 16. We're still setting up our store. So the first thing that we want to do here is establish a petty cash fund for $500. And Irene will be in charge for the petty cash drawer.
Okay.
So,
May, do you want to jump in or should I just keep going since I've been quiet the whole day? I've been multitasking, guys. I'm sorry. But listening, okay, in the general journal, on the 16th, we debit petty cash, credit checking,
right. So let's take a look at my chart of accounts real quick.
petty cash is 1020 or 200. So.
10. So 10,200 for petty cash.
And 10,100 for checking.
Okay. In the amount of
500 in each, credit and debit. And then we put in the notes, establish petty cash fund. Yeah, I wouldn't put anything else because we know Irene, that's in her job description.
Okay, but first off, how's the money going to get into the petty cash fund?
You write out a check.
We have to write it a check and have Irene, since she's going to be in charge of it, right? She's got to go down to the bank, cash it out, put the money into the cash register, into the petty cash drawer, okay? So in this case, that's exactly what she's going to do. So I got to write a check to the petty cash fund, well, to her, okay? Because she's going to be responsible for that. So $500 to who?
Irene, I don't know her last name.
Jameson. Okay.
Okay, good old Irene.
Okay,
And
for
to establish petty cash fund.
So,
it's 16, go back to general journal and put in the notes, check 1516.
good. All right. So,
Then go to general ledgers, assets, petty cash. Um, to establish the fund, establish fund, or
mhm.
because you don't have to put petty cash.
Right, to establish petty cash in the drawer, right? To have a
Sure.
beginning balance.
And then we're still on JG5.
Yep, we're at the very bottom of it. So we're
And debit
$500.
100 on both sides.
It is up to you if you want to put in extra information such as Irene is in charge. It's up to you if you want that extra description there. All right, and of course,
In checking, we have check number 1516, page 5, credit 500. Balance is 1599.
15.99, 92. All right. Anything else?
No, because it's an internal thing, so there's really no subsidiary.
Correct, right? And it's not like we paid Irene to be in charge of the petty cash drawer, right? We just told her she's the manager. She's the one that's going to facilitate whoever needs the money to borrow the money and so on and so forth, right? We're not paying her or, there's no thing that we need to put her name onto or have create an account for her. She's not a customer vendor. She is an employee, but we're not paying her to, manage the petty cash drawer. Okay? Good. All right, last one for today. Okay. We also need to set up the cash in the register, right? To always have at least a total in there, right? To start off with each morning. Okay, and Irene will be once again handling the cash register, right? She's going to be the storefront manager that's going to be taking people's orders, doing the cash register, and that's her job, right? Then we got the bartista who's going to make the coffee. So there you go. This is what the cash drawer needs to have. It needs to have exactly $310, right? It needs to have 5 bills, 5 $10 bills, $25 bills, and $51 bills, and $10 worth in coins. So,
Well, you use the cash register as the debit.
okay, now let's take a look at my chart of accounts because there are two accounts.
Yeah, I was going to say there are, because cash register is the payment of it to buy it
Correct.
on the asset. So there's a cash register expense or something somewhere, isn't there?
No, it wouldn't be an expense.
No, but I know there's somewhere down further.
Okay, so we know for sure you're right. The cash register here, this is us acquiring the equipment, right?
Right.
So that's not what we're looking for.
Up on the corner, there's cash in register.
There is a cash in register, okay? So that is in other words, right, this could be the cash on hand account. So if you're more familiar with cash on hand, that's the same thing. But in this case, I'm being more specific that this isn't just cash that's flowing around in people's pockets, right? This is cash designated in a register, a cash register. So in this case, this is considered our money, right? This is our means for a miniature bank account, right? Just like what a petty cash drawer does, right? It's a miniature bank account. And that's exactly what a cash in the register does, because at the end of the day, all that money that's in that cash register belongs to the business. It's the business's means to operate, to exchange money with customers. So in this case, it's going to be considered a bank account. Okay, so we do have a cash in register 10,300. And how are you going to put the money into the cash register?
From a check to Irene.
Yep, we need to cut another check to Irene because she needs to go to the bank and cash it out so we can have the money in the cash register at all times. Okay, so again, we got cash in register.
Checking. And that's 10,300 and 10,100. And then we do the 310 on each. And then go to the check register. Write out another check for 310 to Irene Jamison. And the note is cash in register. Okay. And it was 1517. And we would be establishing the cash in register with check 1517. And then we run off to the general ledgers again. Since we're on checking, can we just do it while we were there?
Yes, we can.
Okay. 16. Check 1517. Page 5.
Oh, are we on page 5?
6.
We're on
Yeah.
6 now.
That was our first one for 310.
So how much money should I still have in the bank? Ooh, I'm getting lower and lower and lower.
1289.92.
So we better start opening our business, which is tomorrow. So that's great news for us. We're going to start collecting money soon. Okay.
There it is. And to establish cash in register. And I would put the check number on it too, here, just on account of because
Sure.
I didn't do that on the petty cash when I thought about it after we left, so.
Start over. Sorry. Okay. You could do the check number 1517. You can even, for this one, since this was very specific, right? I need to have all the cash in specific exact change. I'm not going to do it, but if you want to do it for yourself to keep yourself a good note in your head, so then every morning you need to have those exact bills in your cash register, right? Because especially when you're exchanging cash with customers, you don't want to be stuck with all the big bills. You want to make sure that you have all the smaller bills to be able to make exact change for your customers. So again, that could be something that you want to make note in here. Okay.
Page 6. 310. And it's another internal transaction, so we don't need to go to the subsidiary.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm just gonna. This is the last part for this day. Okay. Or actually, let me cover this first. Okay. So now that we finish and establish our petty cash drawer, and we finally establish the money in our register, right? This is the menu. This is the menu. This is what we're going to be charging our customers, okay? So we have two menus, right? We got one for the people who are coming in store and purchasing our coffee, right? So we offer medium regular coffee cups, which is going to be priced at $1.99. This is our sales price, okay? Not what it's going to be costing me, okay? I put cost at the top because that's the price, right? In this case, we got the large regular coffee for $2.99. We got the medium supreme coffee for $2.49, and then we have our large supreme coffee for $3.49. All right, and of course, we have our ceramic coffee mugs that we're gonna sell in store for $6.99. Now, we also have a price for wholesalers. So again, for our sales representative, Mr. Albert Allen, if you remember him, he's going to be in charge of selling to customers by the pound, right? Because he's acting as a wholesaler to these other smaller coffee shop places, okay? So he's going to be selling the coffee, the regular coffee by the pound for $3.29. So therefore, right, we buy it for $1.33. That's 100% profit there. And then, of course, we're going to also sell the Supreme Coffee by the pound by $3.99 a pound. And we're also going to sell our ceramic coffee mugs for $4.99 per cup. So in this case, those are the two selling prices for the in-store customers and for the wholesale prices. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This is just a reference point for you. So when we actually dive into our first sales, you are not going to be calculating every single item that is being purchased, okay? You are just going to record the sale, meaning it's already going to be calculated for you, right? It's on a receipt. You don't need to know the prices because you're not recording the per unit per price. You're going to be recording the total amount that you sold. So that is what I'm trying to get at right now, okay? But I do want you to know, where did these numbers come from? Well, it comes from this right here to let you know what the price list for each product that we sell, okay? All right. So when we come back from the weekend, we will go ahead and record this transaction, right? We're not yet done, but this is where we're going to stop, okay, for today. All right. So any questions in regards to week 3? We're going to be diving into